Right, like I said, I took the head off completely, and what it comes with, the badge obviously, the top section of the cowl, just got it resting on my fingers now, down the back, obviously the flap that shows the purse system. It's not very noticeable, boys, if you've already started writing complaints about it. Obviously you can see it, but that's an HD camera like in 2 centimeters away, so you're gonna see it. When it's posed, it's not noticeable at all. You can't see the groove at the top of the head because of how the head's positioned, but I will open that up in a minute and show you. So yeah, that's the section you get. That's made of a pretty hard plastic. There's no movement at all through the neck, but because of it sits on a ball joint, if you see there, and that goes onto the top of the body. I'll show you where it fits obviously in a minute. It just sits, so you can rotate the cowl slightly, but you won't want to do it too much because of these sharp edges. You won't want them marking your cape, but really nice, crisp cuts, no like what they call flashes, like overspill of plastic or anything like that, none of that. So yeah, really nice piece in itself. Now to switch out the faceplate, all you would need to do is put your thumb on the cheek, as easy as that, and that one pulls off. I'll just set it down a minute. So as you can see, you've got a magnet inside there, you've got your choice of faceplates. Pick the one you want. I think we'll go back to the standard one, and then it's just a matter of pushing it into position, and pressing it down. Simple. So like I said, done it with my left hand, and I'm all right hand. That's as easy as the faceplate changes. Now what I'm going to do is, I'll take off this, just a simple case of, comes off pretty easy. Again, it'll be a magnet. You can see the joystick inside. And then if I show you the eyes, as easy as that. Really nice. I know sometimes you get a stiff one because I did with my Jack Sparrow, but luckily I've got quite a good one here. So, oh fucking brothers, I can't tell you enough. If you've not already pre-ordered this, or you're going to wait 6 months for Sideshow to get it, whatever the case may be, if you've fucking two minds about whether to get this one, I'd just say get it, fuck it. Sell some that you already own and get it, because it is a bad boy. So yeah, I'll show you back at head again. You can see the joystick in there moves really nice. Magnet up here. Let's see if I can put it back on. Like I say, to be honest, we should have all known it all had to go like this. I was personally thinking that you move the purse somehow by taking the mouth plate off, but this is what Hot Toys have gone with, and to be honest, like I say, it's back on. That's an HD camera in a well-lit area, look. You're going to see the seams, but it's not annoyingly so. So I don't want to see 1,000 fucking complaints about it on Facebook or Sideshow Freaks or anywhere else. It's they've done the best they could, and I think it's really nice. So yeah, if I just put the head down to one side, I'll bring the body back in for you. Just bear with me, brothers. Right. The cape, when you get it, it's not attached. It's just a matter of, there's a little catch in there. It's already closed. You slip it over the neck. It has got a neck joint, and it has got a ball at the bottom, so there is good movement through the neck. And obviously the head just sits on there. Now what I tried to do with mine is, and you probably sussed this already, but I might as well fucking tell you. If you can see the seams down the cape, when you line it up, I pulled the cape down straight so it went like even either side of the belt, so it looks like in the film. And then I obviously just pop the head back on. That's going to be hard to do one-handed. And just sort of line the cape up with a point, the seam of the cape with a point, so that sort of thing. I don't want to start pushing that on with one hand because I don't want to break my neck or fucking the ball joint inside the head. So that's basically how it goes. I'll get it in another pose for you, and then I'll tell you my scores on the likeness. Right, so just roll on to one last pose, and I'll score up the likeness for you. As you can see, I'm at the Batman coming into land. Pull away. Got him cape fully out, and yeah, loving that one. So I've gone into plenty of detail for you. Again, I've just changed the eyes, going looking down. I'm kind of filming up into the light at the moment, which is not ideal, but the camera should handle it. yeah, sort of posed his cape up for you, tried to get it spread, used the rods that come with it. I'll explain those in a minute. Using the Iron Man Mark IV base. Always comes in handy, that one, when you want to do something in a flying pose. But I'll stop beating about bush, score the likeness up. Total no-brainer, like I said earlier. One of the easiest 5s out of 5s a figure's ever going to get. It's fucking looks exactly like who it's supposed to do, even though it's got a mask on. There's no doubting that's Michael Keaton through and through. And the representation of the Batman 89 version is fucking unbelievable, brothers. So stick with me, and I'll roll on to the next category. I hope you're loving that pose, because I fucking am. Right, rolling on to his outfit. I had reservations about this when I ordered it. Like I say, a couple of things. I weren't sure how the cowl would work. I weren't sure the quality of the cape, because we all know the Batman capes so far really have not been perfect. I thought this one would bunch up too much. What material were the costumes, sort of thing? Would there be articulation through his ankles? Would he be hindered by would the suit hinder his articulation? I'm going to try and answer as many of those questions as I can. Firstly, like I've said before, the cowl is pretty much perfect. It's not soft rubber because it doesn't need to be. It's quite hard. Obviously, watch the sharp points, how they rub against the cape. Like I said, the bat symbol, there is some movement in it because it's attached. You could rotate it slightly, but not too much. The suit, as you can see, it's fucking well sculpted. It's got the look now, when you compare it to the Dark Knight or the Batman Begins version, it's not very advanced. It's really old looking, if you understand me. Obviously, it represents the human body. Very crudely done, but it's movie accurate. I like that. The belt, I know there's been a big sting. Is it gold? Should it be yellow? My thoughts on that personally are, I couldn't give a flying fuck. I couldn't give a tiny little rat's ass on what colour it's supposed to be. I just think it looks fucking badass. It goes with bat symbol perfect, and it's good enough for me. So that's all I want to say on belt. I'm not going to start fucking ranting like I did on Captain America video, because I don't want to have people crying in the fucking serials like Clipper King said this and he said that. So I'm just not really going to go into it. Just over to say I'm not bothered what colour they've done it. It's good enough for me. So yeah, the suit moves really well. It does ruck up a little bit, but not annoyingly so. And I think if you were to look at pictures from the real film, it would have done that as well. So yeah, the rubber feels very different. It feels denser, like I don't know. It'd be like stroking a tyre kind of thing. If that's not too daft. It's more like feeling a Rocky body or a King Leonidas body than the other Batsuit. It's got a thicker feel to it. Like I say, it's got a nice shine about it. It's sculpted well. If I just pull that back a touch. Yeah. The other thing I noticed as well, when you bend him at elbows and things like that, on the other Batman, I always shit myself because I think it's going to crease fuck out. So this one doesn't seem to bother. It just seems a more tougher, durable body. It is quite soft, as you can see. It does move. So obviously that helps the articulation. I read that the shoulders wouldn't go up to a certain height. They will if you do them correctly. I'll try and show that on the articulation section. The gauntlets are well done. The gloves are all well sculpted. The boots are a little bit harder than the rest of the suit, like the shin guard. They don't articulate as well as the Superman did, but they do articulate slightly, so that's good enough. So yeah, the suit's really nice. One major part of a Batman suit, obviously, is the cape. Does it move right? Right. It's a really soft leather feel, and it's not proper leather, but if you think either Blade's trousers or the T2, in fact, it's probably not as dense or as thick as the T2 trousers. It's more like Blade's trousers. It's really soft. It is double layered. Around the edge of the cape, it is leather again on the inside, and then it goes to like a satin around the back sort of thing. So that's a really good look. If you look there, there's a split about halfway down cape, and that is where the pole goes in. Now these splits weren't easy to get in, so you just had to like open them up slightly a little with the tweezers. Excuse me, just to get the pole in. And once they're in, obviously it's going to fit every time. So yeah, really nice. So if I turn this arm around now, you're going to see you get a set of hands that hold the cape, and that's what keeps the cape up like so. because I thought it'd just be a thick, dense wire, which then led me to believe it's not going to be ideal because it's going to sort of push away from the body. Now, I'm just loving that shot as well at the moment, I'll just say. But yeah, I think the cape is as good as they could have done it, if I'm honest, which is a relief, because like I say, it would have been hard to customise a cape for this figure and keep it looking leather. So, like I say, and it is about the right size if I remember it rightly, and the seams on it are really nice. Right, the cape, it is wired. I think it's wired along the front and then all the way around the arches, so you can position it, you can fold it, give yourself a wind pose, like wind's running through it, or tighten it really up right back of him to get it off his body. So yeah, that's a really big relief. So really, there's nothing I could score the suit down on. And even when I get to the articulation, you'll understand why. The belt is a really hard plastic. I won't like to undo that. And it does have a little magnet somewhere there which holds part of his grapple gun on, but I'll try and show you that when I get to the accessories. So yeah, I'm really happy with the suit. I'm happy with the cape and the cowl and everything that comes with it. So I'm going to give it a pretty easy 5 out of 5. Right, rolling on to articulation. Now, like I said, with a rubber suited figure, you know you're going to lose some articulation, especially one whose neck is basically not going to move at all because of the cowl. But I was pleasantly surprised with this figure for a lot of reasons. Mainly, I read an article on the MC Toy Review, which I normally trust their judgment on most things, but the guy said that I think he worded it like the arms would only go up so far. Now, if you watch my DX02 Batman, the arm wouldn't do anything like that. The body underneath just won't hold the suit away. Now that one, it stood on its own. It gets a tight curl in the elbows. It's really stiff body underneath, which I'm happy about. The knees, the same, and the hip joints, they're not letting the rubber drag the body around, which I'm really pleased about, because I think, I've said before a few times, that it's got to sort of hold the weight of the rubber or the resistance of the rubber, and this one does. The articulation in the head, like I said, is better than I thought because it does turn the entire cowl. The body underneath is really good, as you can see. Now, it's going to be a bit of a bastard to show you this, but I left the other arm out like that because I wanted to say how I lifted the arms high enough to hold his cape sort of above his head. Now, what I found the best way to do is, say the arm... Wait a minute. This is going to be fucking hard to do, boys. Bear with me one sec. Right, say his arm is down by his side. I think the best thing to do is pull the entire arm up as high as it'll come, which I'll do in a minute, and then turn it outwards. So if I demonstrate, I can't do it obviously because I'm one-handed, I'm holding the camera, but I'll take it to the next stage. So all I'm going to do is basically pull the arm all the way forward until obviously I feel resistance from the suit. Now that, his arm is pretty much as far as it will go. You can see it does develop a crease in the shoulder, but it is in a very natural place on this one, so it don't look stupid, it don't balloon it up. So that's probably as high up as the arm got. Obviously the elbow will still lift, but also now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the arm away from the body just to show how high the arm will go. So as you can see, the crease on the arm and how the rubber reacts, really natural looking, I think, and that's what makes me so happy with it. And if you look, I don't think Michael Keaton himself would have got his arm that high in this suit anyway, in the real film. So for me, that is more than high enough, and I'd struggle to think of a reason why you would need it any higher than that. So the articulation, it might surprise you when I tell you I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. This body is not as hindered as I thought it was going to be, and like I said, when you trade that as well with the fact that you've got an awesome looking suit and an awesome looking figure altogether, then I think the articulation is more than good enough. I also said on the Joker Revisited review, on a figure like this that comes with purrs, the articulation in the eyes is as important as anything else when you're posing it, sort of thing. And like I said, mine worked well, so I'm going to include that in the score as well and give it a very easy 5 out of 5.